Hi, my name is Randy Noble, and thank you so much for joining me on my program, The Cross in the Desert, Speaking Hope and Freedom to Iran. I want to share with you a book that has absolutely transformed my life, and that is this book, Rahane, A Beautiful Fragrance. I have the honor and the privilege of meeting Rahane's family online and speak with them and ask them stories they could remember about Rahane that I could share in this very special book. And for about 4 or 5 months, I spent time researching this incredible woman's story. And the result is this book, Rahane, A Beautiful Fragrance. What I want to do just for the next few minutes is briefly share her tragic story with you. It is my earnest prayer that every media outlet and every culture in the world will read her story. I am dedicated to making Rahane's voice loud and clear all over the world, because in so many ways she is the symbol of hope for the very many thousands of oppressed Iranian women who languish suffering in prison, whose stories have never yet been told. And what I want to do now is just take a few minutes of your time and read a very important section in the beginning of my book. It's called In Defense of Her Honor. And this is her story. In Defense of Her Honor, from my book, Rahane, A Beautiful Fragrance. In the Persian language, names have specific meanings that relate to life. The name Rahane means flower, fragrance. Ironically, my name in the English language, Randy, means defender. I don't believe that it's a coincidence that I am writing this book for Rahane. I am not merely writing out of sympathy. It is much bigger than that. I believe I have the God-ordained task to live up to the meaning of my name, Defender. I want to be a defender of Rahane's honor as a woman. Rahane was the helpless victim of a man's uncontrollable sexual advances, and she did what any honorable woman would have done by defending herself. In Iran, the unfortunate reality is that women are the property of men in a society that elevates the status of a man because of Sharia law. According to the Quran, quote, "Men are superior to women, and the testimony of a woman is only worth half that of a man's." Surah chapter 2, verse 282, along with Surah chapter 4, verse 34. Rahane grew up in this kind of culture, and because she defended her honor against a former intelligence agent, her fate was sealed. The Iranian regime would do everything in its power to protect the reputation of a government man, which meant that Rahane had no hope of surviving, but instead would be sacrificed on the altar of convenience so that the Sarbandi name would not be tainted. Right before her execution, the regime brought in cameramen and reporters to pressure Rahane into changing her story. "Just say he did not try to rape me," they taunted her with this. In the midst of great pressure to preserve her life, Rahane refused to lie and compromise the truth, but instead, she stood strong and tall as a majestic mountain and looked in the face of her accusers and responded, "I will not lie." The reason I chose the name A Beautiful Fragrance as the subtitle of my book is because Rahane exemplified and lived up to the meaning behind her name. She was a beautiful fragrance of honor, kindness, mercy, and courage. She forgave her interrogators shortly before her execution and showed kindness and compassion to the many women political prisoners who came from destitute and filthy walks of life. This book is about a remarkable, extraordinary, and inspiring woman who suffered greatly at the hands of an evil dictatorship and illuminated a dirty prison with the beautiful fragrances of her wonderful character. It is my honor and pleasure to defend her honor and tell her incredible story to the whole world. This is not just a book. It is a symbol of hope for every Iranian woman that is suffering under an evil dictatorship. Rahane defended her honor against a government rapist and refused to lie. The beautiful fragrance that she is. I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me on the cross in the desert. God bless you and have a great day.